and welcome to Inside the Block podcast episode 2, where we are filming now at White Dress here in the warehouse block. And I'd like to introduce Chad Walker, who needs no introduction at all, owner of the warehouse block, Julia, Beverly, and Daniel, all members and owners of White Dress. So we're here to talk about weddings, we're here to talk about celebrations, and we're here to talk about the best bridal shop here in Lexington. Tell us how you got into the bridal business.
Oh my gosh, I got into the bridal business about 24 years ago in a small town in eastern Kentucky, just about like Bev here. She's been a little longer than me. So we met at a conference is how we ended up here, but I'll let you tell her about the unique boutique.
Okay, well, what got me in bridal business? I was originally a dental hygienist, and I didn't like being down in the mouth all the time. So I got married, and my husband...
I'll blame you. Yeah.
So my husband said, what would you like to do? And I said, I really don't know. I'd stay home and watch soap operas. And he said, no, you can't do that. So I had no idea what I was telling him about starting a ladies' clothing store in Pikeville. And that was 42 years ago. And we started ladies' clothing, and then we branched into wedding gowns. My first bride was 6 foot tall. And she had I had to take 2 measuring tapes together to go measure her hips. And I found the company that would make any size wedding gown. So I saw how happy she was, and that just got me hooked on bridal. So 42 years later, I'm still here.
I love that. It's great. Daniel?
Well, I got
Get into bridal.
I kind of got into it a little bit at a younger age because Bev dressed me all through all my proms and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know you guys went back that far.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Bev since I was probably 12 or 13.
Yeah, I'm the newcomer. The young one.
He messaged me on Facebook one night and was like, are you interested in working at the dress shop? I was like, at Unique Boutique? And she said, no, we opened a shop up in Lexington. She said, I told my business partner that you would probably be interested in it. So I came up and met with Julia, and then
The rest is history. Yep.
done the first weekend, and Julia was like, I'm keeping him.
What? I recently was able to, well, I forced them to allow me to try on some wedding dresses. Yeah, as you do. And I was really shocked by how I came in. I didn't tell you my height, my weight, my size, what my measurements, and immediately Daniel knew exactly. He was like, I already have some things picked out for you based on, even my personality. Like, it was wild. Like, you knew kind of and we'd only spoken maybe 3 minutes the last time I was here. It's uncanny. So tell me about your process with that, because that was insane.
Well, typically when we do appointments, we'll have an interview, and we'll send them the stuff, and they kind of give us a pictures board or, it's sizing. We kind of look at Facebook and kind of get a feel of what they look like and that kind of thing, and pull from there. But when you get an appointment, you kind of learn their actions, and when they tell you that they want certain dresses, a lot of times that's not what they buy, because they don't, they see it in their mind, but when they see that person, it's not what they want. They typically buy the total opposite, right?
Right.
Than what they can buy.
When they have their vision for the Pinterest board, is usually not what they end up with at all.
That is so interesting.
It is very interesting. Yeah. And that's one reason brides here, we don't let them just wander through the racks and stuff. We take that interview seriously, and we go through that process step by step. And then we ask a lot of questions when they're here for their appointment.
Yeah.
So we get to know them quite well. So
I think that's great, especially something like this can be incredibly overwhelming. Absolutely. And the decision fatigue, especially when the stakes are so high, it's such an important day.
Right.
I love that you take
they get lost in the excitement of having their families and friends with them and that kind of thing. And of course, try to keep them on track and help them find what they really love.
What's the largest entourage you've ever had? Sheila and Charity?
14.
I would say 14, 15. Yeah. 14 or 15 people. Yes.
Oh, were they hanging from the rafters? That's quite.
It's a year. I know a lot of people have opinions.
Opinions. Oh, I'm sure. So, do you have a suggested cutoff? Maybe just bring them all.
Right now, we suggest we have 3 different appointment levels. We have the micro, which you can bring 10 people. We have their standard, we got 4 people. We do VIP appointments, where they can have food and they can bring up to 8 people. So I just tell people they need to bring their most special people with them.
totally. Yeah,
That's the ones that they value their opinions with.
absolutely. It can't just be any stuff in personal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you have a really opinionated girlfriend, you might want to think about that.
It's all about the bachelorette. That's right. She might be the good one to pick. That's fine. There are different lanes for all your friends.
Yes.
Well, I mean, your friends, if they've got, they've married, got married, they think they're a wedding expert with one wedding that you're looking at. I've been bridal for 42 years. Julie has been 32 years.
Yep, 32
And
minutes.
Daniel has been probably 10 years. Close to, with it. So, we do this every day. It's, like you, we don't know, we have no clue what we're doing here, but you do. So,
Welcome to my God. Yeah.
And it's what we love. We love bridal.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. We love.
Yeah, I love working with the brides. I'm trying to do that than paperwork. Paperwork is my worst enemy.
What do you like so much about working with the brides?
I just love meeting all the interesting people. I mean, it just what puts together a wedding, like the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the girlfriends. It's just so interesting to see how all that comes together in her vision. So I just love seeing the people when they come to the door. So,
And another thing is lunch stories. I mean, how people meet and things. I was trying to chat earlier, so much is online dating, but then we had people that were high school sweethearts maybe. They got married, things happened, and years down the road, we had one couple get married, and they were like in their 70s, but they'd been high school sweethearts, and just through life, here they were in their 70s getting married. So there's a lot of really sweet stories.
And so you were telling me the other day that, did you say the majority of your brides are usually like 20s, 30s, 40s, but you have some that are 50s,
absolutely.
the whole gamut.
Yeah, we've done up to 80 years old. We've had a couple get back together after living through their lives and their spouses and past and stuff. They got back together, so it's kind of cool. Yeah,
I love
they were girlfriend, boyfriend, like in their younger years. So it's cool.
Yeah. What do you like about weddings, Chad?
So I know nothing about weddings. I know nothing about ladies. Yeah, I did. But my part was I showed up. I made sure to take a shower. I was clean. That's all right. I did. That was really about it. I had to remember to bring the ring, and that was the extent of it. And so to that point, though, I knew nothing about weddings. And when these guys reached out originally, I was like, we're going to move. I went over to their place on Southland Drive, where the former location was, and just kind of tried to take it in on a Saturday afternoon. Brides running everywhere. I mean, absolutely zigging and zagging.
Oh, boy.
But what I noticed is that they had a, each dressing room had a mirror. Then they had like a hallway and it had a mirror. And then there was kind of like out front, there was a setup. And so I noticed that even though a lot of the ladies were getting dressed and coming out, all of them would go out and do the big formal, stand in front of the mirror, and their family would be around, and that was the reveal. So when we thought about this space, and again, knowing nothing about women, Jill and I sat down, and I said, I want this somehow to be like a stage, like a big spot. And so even when it's almost like a rehearsal for the big day, because you get this, wow, this is the way you're going to look. And so I designed a stage, and then Jill was like, it needs to be softer. It needs to kind of tear. And so that's where the wedding cake design came up with. The stage kind of has those little, but it also allows you to sort of step up to it. And that was a neat design that I would have never come up with in my life, because again, I know nothing about girls, but it just made it more of a nice, approachable, fun space where, they'll set up chairs out here and you come out and get that really big moment of, now this is what it's going to look like. And it was great. So we got lucky at that.
Being modest, he did all that.
No.
Tell me about what Chad did for this tiered cake. The way he brought the idea to me, I thought it was very cool. I just thought it was a great idea. Some of us, on the other hand, did not. So we got to get her on board. I just with it. So, but once she got on board, she was good. But she wasn't here at the time, so that made a difference. Oh, but yeah, damn person.
Well, I mean, because I was still in Pikeville, and they were, sending me pictures, and I'm like, oh, kind of with and I'm like, they better go up that many stairs.
I told Dad, I said, let me work on it. Should we?
I think that was the compromise, was to ramp it, because if it had gone up all these steps, no, it wasn't going to happen. But there's kind of like a secret, back here. But
That was my only requirement. Was I asked him, I said, I want a curved wall. I love that because he had seen it in other spaces. So short. That we find.
So was this room originally a part of the building? And tell us about the history of this building. I know it's a fairly historic spot for the warehouse block.
Mm-hmm. So this was the 7040 building. Used to be where it was, oh gosh, what's his name? J.T. Perry had his offices here. And when we first looked at it for these guys, it was a mess. The police department rented as an undercover area for years and just had offices. It was an absolute mess. So that they went, took a leap of faith to say, all right, we don't necessarily 100%
Very
but
that this area was not big enough.
construction debris everywhere.
And it was undercover officers who were just using it as their undercovers. So was it covered in just
it was just dry.
Miller highlight?
It was just like a total,
Yeah, dorm rooms on that had a front. And then the front windows had this aluminum looking stuff. That's what I could see in. They could see out. They could in. It was a reflective thing. And Chad's, of course, said, but new windows.
It's a hard sell to sit and talk about something as light and lacy as a wedding dress shop, and they're looking at it going, it used to be an undercover location for the police. There's no windows in the front, but we busted all those out. There's garbage and construction and stuff everywhere, and all right, let's see what you can do. Let's wait till the next step.
There's holding cells.
The good news is it was the undercover drug division, and I didn't tell them this, but I got rid of some of the other undercover drugs in the coffee, and they loved this. They always got really happy at the end of this.
I didn't band down. That's why everybody's really happy.
That's right. When Perry had his offices here, that was part of the deal, was he always paid people in cash. So the one room downstairs is technically a vault. It doesn't have a vault front on it, but it is double insulated. And so that was one of the things that we kind of pay homage to of their old location, is it had a vault. So that became a place where you could, store long-term, things like that with dresses. Another unique historic feature is that old man Perry always wanted to keep an eye on his workers. He had this thing about being able to, even if he's doing paperwork, to keep an eye on people. And this is back in the 20s and 30s. There's no, CCTV. And so he had those portholes up there that while he's sitting on his throne in any of the 3 rooms upstairs, he could lift the little window and look out and see his guys. So
check to see if we could get those reinstalled. That's to watch your brides. Yeah. Watch these guys.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting kind of design.
It's like old school micromanaging. I was actually no, you're doing it wrong. And you slap it back down.
The only place, though, that you can truly get the angle that you need to is when you're in the on the actual throne itself.
It's done all the bathrooms?
Those are in all the bathrooms.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, because you're listening to this in the audio version of this podcast, we're sitting in an area of White Dress, which is in the back. So what was this room originally then?
It was just a great big warehouse. It was a big
great edge.
Yeah.
But the second floor above or adjacent to us has little portholes, I guess we would call it.
Yeah.
So that way, old man
Perry, J.T. Perry, yeah.
Old man Perry could lift up a wooden flap.
Yeah,
down.
There was a pulley system, so he would actually pull the cord inside the bathroom, and that's what lifted it, because he didn't want to have it up all the time, because, he didn't want to catch him in a compromising, of course.
But he had it all figured out. He thought, what a knack. I love it.
You're talking about surveillance.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Some good surveillance.
So then the railroad, I think this used to be a loading dock.
Yeah. So the railroad right here, and it's a really offloaded material.
So it was really a neat place. And we were when we first saw it, I think we were supposed to have gotten in here in May. Our lease was up at our other place in May, right? And they kept checking it. It's going to be ring. Give us 2 more weeks. It was 2 more weeks.
2 weeks, just like the bunny pit, 2 weeks.
I'm working on your copy and wedding dress.
Yeah.
So by September, we just said that we started moving in.
Sure.
They were still painting and things, and we just started moving in. We were ready to get started.
Yeah, and you have quite the landlord.
It's Miss. What is his character? Very nice.
I mean, he had his vision up there, and he worked with our vision too. And I mean, I've got some pictures on my phone what it looked like before. We were just like,
You solid, wasn't it, Hannah?
I mean, you really had to be, use your imagination.
Yeah.
But it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Fell a lot.
I seen the pictures too of it.
Well, we're gonna get those pictures.
Man, it was like Julie was like, "This is where we're moving to," and I was like, Julie's like, "It's gonna be fixed."
There won't be as many rats.
I was like, "Oh, what?"
A lot of phone calls.
But, and I will say too, after we signed the lease, and somebody brought this up, I think one of you guys even said, well, you're going to have to deal with all those girls in the neighborhood. And so I went back and looked, and your all's lease was the lease that put, at least the buildings that we own, the girls ahead of the boys as far as quantity of buildings. So you guys ended up being, so that's what catapulted the game. And so we called, the Herald Leader, and they came down and did a story within an hour. Like that's when we called everybody and said, we're going to do a photo shoot, and it was great. We had a good time with it.
And he's got more women entrepreneurs in that warehouse block.
Well, I guess you do know girls.
No, they're dealing with these two. They beat me up all the time. And,
You learned it all.
it's all right. I'm not going to win, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I've been resolved.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Mockridge.
That's right.
And Daniel's out there with me.
And I mean, it seems like such a fun place to work. I mean, yeah, I love that. I love that. And I know that your brides feel that when they come in.
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what we strive for, yes, every
We
day.
want our brides to. We call it the white dress experience. And you become a white dress. You're in the white dress family. Even if you're married in 10 years, we still like seeing the pictures and saying, "Oh, it's their anniversary." These were our girls that we worked with.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, is coming our 10-year anniversary. Yeah, in September. And November.
10 year. Incredible.
Yeah, so we're been here almost 8 years, and then we'll be open. The business will be in November, 10 years. So we're putting together a big party for all that stuff.
Yeah. What are any sneak?
So keep your calendar up.
Oh, yeah. I got full of
No, but
You got it.
so what's going on and what kind of look forward to?
We got some surprises coming out, but we know we're doing 10 days of giving. We know that for sure. So that'll be for our brides. And then we're doing some other things, and we're going to do it in with the party. So
Fantastic.
we're working on the things now.
Wait.
Yep, got a revamp logo and all that good stuff.
Oh, gosh. I mean,
See, they're 10-year makeup.
Yeah, 10 year makeup.
Hell, I was 30 when I started, and I'm still 34.
Business card on it. I just told it.
It's a great hair.
Really hurt us that thing.
Well, yeah, I can get. I can go 37.
Yeah, that's right.
And really, you started when you were.
Oh my gosh, I was 20 something. I was like 24 or something like that when I started the industry.
How has the industry changed in that amount of time?
Oh Lord, that's a big one because it used to be we had to wait for our brides to come to us, and social media blew up and took over. Like when we started, it was like a newspaper ad or a radio ad or something like that, and that's changed a lot. I mean, social media has a lot of play in that now.
Sure. So, still, your word of mouth is still good. I mean, sure, you have a friend will refer you, for friends and things. So it grows, that way. And then I'm so old, I'm doing
Okay.
Just 34.
I put brides that I had in Pikeville. Now I'm doing their daughters and even some of their grandchildren. Yeah, and they still are coming from Pikeville, to see them.
I'm in my stage where I'm doing their second wedding.
Sometimes it's the third, but sometimes the third.
Yeah, we just joked way back when, too. That was the thing, is it was like you guys would be the place where you get the dress. In seasons, you could get the catering. You've got several like exercise places in town that'll do like bride boot camps.
That's right.
Les Petite Delicat could do your the wedding cake.
Yeah, oh yeah. David Hungerford does rings, and it used to be, and that's why I'm hitting on this. It used to be 2 doors down, there was actually a lady that specialized in divorce lawyer. And that's all they since left, so we now have nothing but positive things about weddings from now. It's like none of that 2 and 3 ends.
Or at least full circle.
That's right.
What's
That's right. Alcohol helps have tremendous.
slowly the block party. So how have wedding dresses though changed, like styles? How have they changed? So I'm thinking if you guys start, what does that mean? It didn't been 40. You said 40 years ago.
Started in 82. Well, 42 years. I started in 82.
So in the 80s, it was a whole different style, right?
In the 80s, most wedding gowns from in the United States, all the beading was glued on.
Right.
And, it was glued on. Then the Chinese people started coming in and selling you wedding gowns that had sewed on beading that didn't fall off, and they were cheaper than the wedding gowns. But you've got classic designs, and there's really probably 5 to 6 designs, and they will keep remaking those different ways. But sometimes I call them butt bows. We had a series of one to big butt bows back in the 80s.
I think I take mine off, yeah.
But now bows are back. So, bows are back. They're putting on the shoulders. They're making wraps with bows. And so a lot of things you keep repeating. I mean, they take, a basic dress and they'll keep adding things to it. And probably every 7 or 8 years, they'll see, they can join a trend, going.
And they come up with new fabrics all the time, more stretchy fabrics, more comfortable fabrics and that kind of stuff too. So the industry's been improving over the years.
Yeah.
Because it used to just be satin and taffeta and that was it. And now we've got stretch crepes and silky fabrics and all that stuff.
No.
What are the biggest trends, would you say, like right now? In terms of cut or color, embellishment, bows, okay.
Colors coming back. We see like trends in blues and pinks are still hot.
Oh, very actual blue or actual pink. And there's a full
And black.
black.
Floral. Oh, skirts.
Yep. It said that we were going back to the 90s. That's what they told us the last market we went to.
Yeah, and we're going back to the 90s. Yep, Y2K.
Bows are back, Brandon.
Bows are back.
Bows are back.
Bows are back. You heard it here first. That's amazing. So when I got married 15 years ago, I remember walking into the bridal shop that I used in Oklahoma, and it was every single color. It just felt like it was all the same color white. And here what I noticed, like you can really, I mean, even if you had your heart set on it being like white, I mean, there's ivory and there's so many variations of that. I just think that's so nice.
Well, everybody's skin tone is different.
Yes, exactly.
And your white is no longer really popular. I mean, it's good for people that are mixed race, but
Darker skin tones.
Darker skin tones look good in the bright white, but most people tend the ivories, and now we're seeing a lot of pink undertones. It just brings out the color in your skin and things, and they call it Scotto, and lavenders, of course, lavenders.
Yeah.
And blue.
What would be your favorite wedding gown color?
It's so hard to pick just one. Sitting here looking at this and a myriad of colors.
For white?
It's very difficult. I'm still jealous because I look around and like girls always have the better pick. Was it like it's like black and then you wear white underneath and then just. And wouldn't you just select 4 people exactly the same as us, So
No.
that's right.
Like we're all boy moms and dads. Yeah, we need to with the girls. So
I can't.
Yeah, there's art to it. It's really cool to see all of it.
Oh, it is art. I mean, just beautiful fabric sculptural art. I mean, each one is just so special, for sure. I've been saving this question for a while. Are you ready? Any bridezilla stories? Any wild rides throughout the years?
That y'all gonna put in the book?
that's a tough.
They can remain nameless.
Right.
Yes.
I had one that I had a bride one time, and she told me she was going to lose weight, and of course I hear that every day. Like I hear that every day.
Yeah.
I had the best idea. Bridal shop in the front of Zempic lab into that.
So she assured me she was going to lose weight, and I said, "Yeah, but can't order the dress. What the hell you know, just saying you're going to do this, and we have no idea where you're going to do it." And she was like, "Oh, but I guarantee I can do it." And I was like, "Okay." So I said, "I can't order the dress like that because that's just not, you know." So we went ahead, ordered her dress in the size she needed, and she did. She lost about 5 sizes. So the alterations lady was ready to kill me. But it was okay. But, you know, she was like, I told you, and I told you so. And I was like, one of those told you so moments. And I'm like, guys, here, glad it works out for you. And it all works out. Doctor should like to care of her, but it's not recommended. You know, so not the way to go. My night. Ooh. Do you have any good bridezillas?
You know, most of my brides have all been really good.
Just make something up.
Well,
Just let's gotta replace glass on this window like every weekend. It's a madhouse
I
out.
want somebody to say no matter.
you know, I think it's the mothers more. It's some mothers want the weddings to be their daughter's wedding to be the wedding they didn't get to hang.
Right.
They live vicariously through their child.
They'll come in and, you know, the bride will love a certain dress. Oh, no, I don't like that one. Here, try this one. And it will be something the bride just does not want, you know, at all. And it's not her sister. That's what the mother wants. Or the and sometimes it's the grandmother. Yeah, too. You know,
That's what you cut all those entourages. Right.
well, and it's sad because sometimes we have to pull the mothers outside and say, you know, this is your daughter's wedding, and you know, this is what she wants.
Right. Oh, I'm so glad you do that.
And sometimes it's hard, and you know, you can have, you know, people like that, and sometimes you know, it's just when you bring a lot of people, you know, everybody's got 10 different opinions and things, so it makes it harder. It's easier if you've got your closest friends and keep it small. Personal.
Right.
And then we do offer, like when when you order your dress, it comes in, you can bring some more people back and say, look at my dress, and celebrate with them. Right. I'll let them kind of help you pick it out, you know, too. But that's really has been more the momzillas than so much the bridezillas.
Oh, zealous, yeah, I do.
I could totally see.
Speaking of which, we cater to momzillas too.
Well, then maybe we just keep them busy with that. Like, no, we need to go with a swing. Check out your own.
Yeah.
We typically, like when we do an appointment, I tell them, I'm like, okay, ladies, you know, this is about what we're here for. It's for the bride, and everybody's got to be nice because we're team bride. And, you know, it's about her. You know, when I pull the curtain and stuff, it's like it's about, you know, you. So if they don't like the dress, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Because they all go home. The pictures is what you've got left.
Right. At the end of the day, that's what.
At the end of the day, it's what you love. Because if you say yes to a dress, and we've had it happen before, they say yes to the dress, and then in 24 hours we get a frantic, crying, sobbing voicemail.
More than one message on Facebook.
Don't order. I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll come back the next day. And Julie's like, calm down. It's fine. I'm not ordered it yet. I'll help you. You know, it'll be fine, because they get caught in that moment of what they don't really like.
Right. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I love that there's so much more behind the scenes to this process, and I think a lot of people give it credit for. You know, a lot of people think you're just walking in and you pick out a dress, you know, from off of the rack. I mean, this family environment here, and how much you take care of your brides and everybody around your brides, and making sure that everybody's feeling really copacetic about that, I think is.
They say
It's really special.
They say you work in a bridal shop. That's so much fun. And it is so much fun, but there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes that we do, you know, stock and ordering, and you dealing with vendors and steaming, because all these dresses don't just come up there by the shelf. They come in like small packages.
Design the later.
I'll squish you wanted to.
Right.
And you steam. It's about 5 pounds steaming.
Right. We get the sauna,
Because that's so spa day.
Yeah.
You'll have people say, oh, you don't work. It's just playing in dresses. I'm like,
You have no idea.
I'm in work. Oh, you get off at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Store closes at 5.
That don't always mean we get to leave if somebody's there.
Hours. That's great. So if I was a bride and I was interested in, like, how do I get in contact with you? What are your hours, number, all that good stuff?
Well, we're open daily, 11 to 5, 5-ish. We're closed Wednesdays and Sundays. You can get us a call here at the store, or do Facebook or Instagram.
That'd be me.
We talk to me. Great. Julia doesn't sleep. She will answer your message at
Pretty much.
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, then about morning.
Yeah.
Oh, she probably more. She'll call me the next morning and say, oh, so-and-so, we've got so-and-so coming. And I'm like, oh, when? They didn't call you yesterday. Oh, I got a message 1 o'clock this morning.
I'll be on my way to work. And she'll say, got your bride today. Get out of here. He said, fly. She's like, aren't you so happy?
That just makes it convenient for the brides.
Yeah.
A lot of people have weird hours and jobs that they can't. They're 12 hours, you know, so.
And there's a lot of nurses, health professionals, that work a night shift and they're shopping while they're on break and things.
Our shift.
And things.
Of course.
But that's what, being a full service bridal store is about. It's giving service and trying to take care of your people when it's convenient for them.
Yeah. And that box, like a box appointment, it's more personable. Like you don't just go in and you're like, I like that dress. That's the one I want. There's not 50 million dresses of that,
Yeah, it's really hard for the brides to look through our stock because we do have such a large selection.
Yeah, no, I would be and it would be intimate. Everything's beautiful. So you could kind of, I love this for this reason, and I love this for this reason. So I love that it's a tailored experience for sure.
But then, and all these 600 dresses plus, if you can't find the dress, then Mr. Custom here is really good.
We have a couple of custom companies.
We have a couple of companies that will take your vision. If you have a dress that has short sleeves, you want long sleeves, or if you like
We call it the Frankensteins.
Don't tell the bride that. Selling it.
I'm like, we're piecing 2 different dresses. I've got a skirt on from this dress on and a top from this, and Julia's going.
My best story is I'm in Market in Charleston, and March? We were down there, and he calls me, and he's like, boss lady, I got this dress, and this girl wants to do all these things to it, but I told her we couldn't do it. And I was like, keep going. So can we do this? I said, I thought you were doing things to it. And he's like, well, that's what I wanted. Yeah, shit, it.
selling custom.
Change it.
Well, nobody never have it.
But nobody will ever have a dress. Nobody will ever have it.
Really, though, that gives you the opportunity. Your designer gown at a fraction. I mean, there's people that go to a designer and pay, tens of thousands of dollars.
But they charge minimal.
And the charge is really minimal, and you get that look that you're wanting. I mean, they'll change the color of fabric. They'll change laces out, sleeves out.
Absolutely.
We do temple-ready dresses for a lot of these modern girls.
We had a bride just a couple of weeks ago send me pictures yesterday for her to wear.
Modest dresses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Ukrainian and, denominations that have to be modest. And we do that.
That's great. So, and you do have, because I've seen her with my own eyes, your own seamstress who does alterations here. And so
she does work independently, but yes, she is in the building and she's able to help brides when it's great to win. Yes, it's great.
So again, more all about the one-stop shop.
Yeah,
I love it.